Good morning, day 61 on the PCT. It's about 5:30, already an eventful morning. Icicles formed already on the toes. We already had to do a water crossing, and boy, is it cold this morning. Holy cow. How's your feet again, Monk?
Oh, my toes is froze.
Man, it's like second morning in a row. But yesterday morning was a later morning. Today, well, we tried to get started at 5. It was more like 10 after because of me. But, man, it is cold. And we've got, it appears the most dangerous water crossing on the trail, Bear Creek. So we're in about 2.5 miles. We're trying to get around Bear Creek. There's like 3 branches of it. So there's some side trails like further south of Bear Creek that we're gonna cut off the across the west branch and then the south branch, which bypasses the main water crossing. There were some comments. There was a guy 6'4". It was waist high on him. I'm 5'6", so yeah, that'd be way too deep for me. So so it sounds like the safest way to go about it. So any words of wisdom for today?
Well, again, check the shoelaces. Make sure the shoes are on tight before we go in the water. I learned that one. And just use our instincts and make sure we feel safe before we do any crossing.
Yeah, that sounds good. Key today is to stay alive. So onward we go.
For us to make it through the night, stormy weather. Whoa! Weary eyes.
Slippery slop. We just reached the Sandpiper Trail, just off the PCT. This should allow us to cut off that main part of the Bear Creek where the west branch, south branch, west, south, and east branch all come together. So hopefully this does the trick for us, and water crossing's not too bad.
Hey,
good job, Monk.
Thank you, brother.
We just crossed the South Fork. Not bad at all. On me, it was like knee deep, which is much better than like waist high or chest high. We'll continue on this path. I think we only got a couple like small streams, but we're able to avoid the West Fork and the main Bear Creek area. So I think we just got a couple of the streams that feed into the East Fork. So onward we go.
This night is over, I will guide you home.
Well, we successfully navigated and got through the Bear Creek area safely. Yeah, not too bad. Glad we kind of took those, I guess, other trails or side trails around the main Bear Creek crossing. Although when we got to Bear Creek, it didn't look nearly as bad as what I thought it was going to look. But still, probably would have got a lot more wet crossing at that main water crossing. So now we got it's a little under 15 miles to where we're headed for camp tonight, which is like a half mile below the summit for Silver Pass, and then we'll hit up Silver Pass tomorrow. So onward we go. We're at the base of the mountain for Silver Pass. Making our climb up. Campsite's about a half mile before the top. It's like 2,700 feet of elevation gain in a little under 6 miles. So, with a little chugging uphill, we'll get to camp shortly, or probably in a few hours. What do you think, Monk?
I didn't catch that.
I said with a little work chugging uphill, we'll get to camp shortly.
Yes, one step at a time.
That's true. And where we go. Made it to camp a little bit ago. Started raining just as we got to camp, and now a little bit of a thunderstorm going on now. It was 16 miles today, and it kind of started turning into mosquito hell today. So overall, it was a pretty good day except for the mosquitoes. And up tomorrow, we'll be headed over Silver Pass, which we're like 1.9 miles away from where we camped. So thanks everyone for watching. Hope you all have a good night. It's a damn hailstorm. What the hell is this shit? Good morning. Day 62 on the PCT. We survived last night. That was good. We had a surprise hailstorm at camp after we got set up. Yeah, I was afraid that hail was gonna, cause some damage to the tent or Monk's tarp. Both made out of the same lightweight materials, but seemed to make it through that okay. But we ended like about 1.9 miles shy. Oh, water of where we were headed yesterday. So we're aiming for 19 miles today, which would set us up for a short day into the town of Mammoth Lakes tomorrow. So we'll see how that goes. Right now we're climbing up Silver Pass. We got about another 800 feet or so of elevation to climb up to get up there. But yeah, another cold morning, cold, damp morning with the feet wet. So just trying to keep moving to warm up the body. How you doing this morning, Monk?
Oh. It was a cold morning since emerging from the warmth of my quilt. So fingers are coming back little by little. Same with the toes. And so it goes.
All right. Yeah, it's a chilly one. All right. Onward we go. We're going to keep climbing to stay warm. We just made it to the top of Silver Pass up there. Actually, there's a campsite up there called High Point. Now we're just making our descent down Silver Pass, we got about 16 miles left for today. Back into some snow travel, but thankfully it is a nice hard pack, kind of icy surface, so making it a bit easier on the descent so far. Onward we go. Oh, for the most part, we finished our descent of Silver Pass. Now we're into Mosquito Alley. See, the skeeters are already thirsty for blood this morning in this beautiful pine forest, which means we're probably getting ready to start some of our water crossings, which I can hear it raging from here. Onward we go. We just stopped for a long break for about 30 minutes. I had really bad condensation in my tent last night because I had to shut both doors from that rain and then the hail storm. So my tent was soaked. My quilt was pretty wet from hitting the sidewall. So we were able to just kind of lay out all of our gear, get it nice and dry. And now we got about 9 miles to get to camp. So yeah, it's a beautiful day out. Mosquitoes haven't been too bad, at least not yet. Onward we go. We just reached the 900-mile mark. How do you feel, Monk?
Feeling good. Again, one step at a time.
That's good. I feel pretty good, but not as good as the previous 8. I feel pretty whooped at this one.
Oh, yeah.
It's been a tough section, but we've got under 3 miles to camp, and then we'll get into town tomorrow, but it feels pretty good to be 900 miles in. So
Sure does.
yeah, onward we go to camp. We made it to camp a little bit ago. It was 19 miles today. Past the 900-mile mark. We've got a little over 5 miles to get into Mammoth Lakes tomorrow. And then we'll be taking, well, we'll have a nearer tomorrow than a 0 the next day before I get back on trail. Thanks everyone for watching. Hope you all have a good night. Good morning. It's day 63 on the PCT. Feels like one of the coldest mornings we've had in a while. It's so damp out. It's just cold. We got a little, well, less than a mile to the Mammoth Pass Trail or Horseshoe Trail, kind of a combination of the two. That'll take us down to the road to get into Mammoth Lakes this morning. Overall, today we got a little over 5 miles before we get to town. Monk's looking forward to some Italian food, if we can find some. Looking forward to talking to my wife. The reception on this in this year has been, well, pretty much non-existent. So yeah, onward we go. Good afternoon. It's I think it's day 65 on the PCT. I'm at the Motel 6. I took a 00 here. My good friend Monk, he was here as well until he took off like late morning today. But yeah, it's been Mammoth Lakes has been a great town, all kinds of different restaurants here and services, but getting into town, both Monk and myself, especially me, felt like a little whoop from that last section. Kind of think it had something to do with the frigid water crossings, just I don't know, whatever it was, I felt pretty whooped. So didn't want to take a double zero, but I did because I felt like my body needed it. I'll get back on trail tomorrow, but I'm still just kind of gathering up my stuff. I went to the grocery store to pick up a few things. Want to thank Dan Sims, aka Boone, who I met on my AT through hike. I met Boone at Chica and Sunset's Hostel. We were both hiking Bama to Baxter. He sent me $50 to help me with my trip. So thank you, Boone. I greatly appreciate it. And it's been great to talk to my wife since I've been in town here. And thanks, babe, so much. She's helping me out with the next few resupplies. One resupply, and then after, when I get to South Lake Tahoe, I'm looking at getting back some of my gear that I had sent home. Basically doing like a swap out with things once again. So she's helping me with that at home, and cleaning out my backpack, because I think I'm gonna get back my other pack so I can move a bit lighter on the trail after the Sierra. So thanks everyone for watching. I hope you all have a good night.